Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Morning Keys, Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys, rainy day. We are going to probably see some further rain coming our way. 76 degrees now. They've been calling for a 30% chance of rain through today, but it's raining already, so I think that's higher than 30%. 40% chance of rain tonight, 50% chance of rain tomorrow, 83 for your high tomorrow, 83 for the high today. Saturday night, 50% chance of rain. Sunday, 60% chance of rain. So, it's probably going to be a bit wet here and there. We will make the best of it. And, of course, the show will go on, the Original Marathon Seafood Festival, in its 50th year this weekend. So the rain will not dampen our spirits as we continue to celebrate that tradition. We have a special guest and a friend on the show here this morning, George Garrett, former former manager of the city of Marathon. Maybe that's your next aspiration. Anyway, here we go. So, George, I wanted to welcome you here. Thanks so much for taking the time to be with us this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you, Michael. No, I have no plans to run. Thank you. At least not now.
Well, and I've heard it said, I was just going to say, I've heard it said by another official in another municipality that he is running from the city, not for the city. So anyway,
there you go.
Well,
a couple things. I mean, obviously, part of the reason for you and I talking today and me being on the show is at least to talk a little bit about what happened, maybe a little bit of why, which honestly I don't know. And frankly, a look forward for me. I would say this, first of all. I mean, I spent 16 years with the city, 12 of it basically as the planning director, in which I think we did some really great things. As much as people would say that we've grown too much, or there's, frankly, most of what has happened in the past 16 years is not growth so much as redevelopment. And it is not to say that growth hasn't happened, but mostly there has been a conversion of what was here to what we've got now. So small mom and pop hotels to larger chain motels. We've certainly added some homes because we did have allocations to give out, and we gave them out. We gave them out in accordance with the law. So, and the provisions that we have under ROGO B-Pass. And then you saw just some pure redevelopment of things like, some rundown pieces of property that have now been renovated and renewed. Or, if you look at Old Town, which is, the west end of town, lots of things have happened. And frankly, I'm very proud of those sort of things as we've had them. And then as I became the city manager, we saw a lot of projects happen. The Quay property was purchased by my predecessor through the council. And that's now, frankly, it's gone out to bid. We've got a contractor and we're talking about, actual construction there. We've got things going on behind City Hall. We bought the 7 Mile Marina that's being renovated. We're seeing all of these things happen, which I think just simply freshen and improve the city. So I'm very proud, both as a planning director and a city manager, for what we've done over the past years. It's been sort of a strange road for me in the past 2 or 3 weeks. How I came to understand, not that I haven't heard rumors about what might happen in terms of the possibility that I would be let go. But it became obvious that it was going to happen. I had something come to me through my wife, actually, that it's a done deal. You're going to, you have a choice: resign or be fired. Well, actually, our contracts, not just mine, but the city attorney, we can be fired for cause, or with or without cause at any time, and for any reason or no reason. The council individually, but voting as a group, could wake up one day and say, we just don't like the guy. and that individual would be gone tomorrow. I think the thing that really frustrates you or gives you a bad day is there were a lot of rumors out there, which I think were kind of leading to this whole thing that happened. And, I was supposedly guilty of accepting fill on my property for free. And I go back and I find all my invoices for everything that's happened on this property. And in fact, the person that gave us the fill, or the company that gave us the fill and were part of that construction process, has the same invoices. So that's just, how should I say it politely, BS. The FBI was supposedly after me because of things like that. No. State attorney said so, and the FBI said so. So a lot of this stuff was rumor milling, which, is either just rumor milling or had a purpose to defame me. And that's unfortunate. And I'm sorry that that's the way people tend to operate. There's also, a rumor that I was the guilty party effectively in the Folks lawsuit that leads us to the deep well. No, we probably spent $250,000 in legal fees and another $500,000 in technical engineering costs to prove that we were not, and now I'm not going to get too technical here, but I'll just say it, the functional equivalent of a direct discharge, which was the charge in the Folks lawsuit. We fought that, and we fought it hard, and it probably cost the city about $750,000 to prove it. And I think we actually did prove that we weren't the functional equivalent. And we could have continued to fight that battle. And we were told by a federal attorney that we had under contract that you had a 50-50 chance of winning, even with all of the work we've done to prove that we shouldn't have been sued or that we were okay. And it was the city council, their choice, their responsibility, that determined that they should settle the case and move on. And of course, here we are watching traffic jams in Marathon. So we get to be, with Isla Mirada for a little while they start doing the directional drill projects to put in the deep well. And I'm going to say one more thing here, and I'm doing all the talking, and usually you and I have a discourse, but I am very proud of the fact that is happening now too, as much as I chose, and pushed to fight that lawsuit. And Dan Sauce, the utilities director, did as well. We all did. But I'm actually very proud that we've taken the direction we have, because I think in the long run, putting our wastewater effluent down a deep well takes out the things that wastewater processes don't usually do. And that is things like PFAS, the forever chemicals, and the things like pharmaceuticals, because putting it down a deep well, 3,500 feet, will make those chemicals go away forever, effectively. So, those are the things that just I am where I am. Very proud of my past and the city's past and my participation with the city. And then I'm looking forward. Don't know exactly what we're going to do. Have a few months to consider it and work on it. I'm the president of Crane Point Hammock. I am the president of Leadership Monroe County. I'm on the board of the Rotary Club of Marathon. So, right now, today I've got to work on the Eagle permit for Crane Point Hammock. We've got to renew that permit. I will be at the Seafood Festival working with Rotary. And Leadership Monroe County comes up soon with the education government section. So all of those things are going to continue. And then I'm just going to take some time to work on my house and do a little bit of cleanup here that I don't always get to do. And then we'll see. I'm looking forward, and I think there are options. And I guess probably the big question is, what do you really, what's the long term? I don't honestly know. We're thinking about our options, my wife and I. And right now, we have no intent of going anywhere. We're going to be here and we're going to enjoy maybe a little bit more time to just do what we would like to do personally. Go to the theater, see Key West. I haven't been in Key West the way I used to be in Key West for a couple of years. So, we'll have to go down there.
George Garrett's with us. He's former city manager, City of Marathon on Good Morning Keys. And again, George, thanks for coming on here this morning. I think, wow, there's a lot of angles to take with this, but I think just questions is where I've been left. But I also want to say that you have obviously made a lot of contributions that are lasting contributions to the City of Marathon. It speaks to your character, given the fact that you have not just thrown up your hands and walked away from the city and other obligations that you have just mentioned, that you continue to remain dedicated to. So that speaks a lot to who you are. And I've said it before, this radio station and myself personally try not to take sides on issues. And we're trying not to do that here. Just the problem is there's a lack of information. And there's a lot of unanswered questions, even by city council members that still have unanswered questions as to what happened and why, and what the plan is going forward. There doesn't seem to be one. So,
all of that, and I'm with you a little bit there. But I've also walked away saying to my staff, and I had a going away party yesterday, and there's 135 staff members within the city of Marathon, and I think 75 of them were there yesterday, in the council chambers. And I'm going to speak out a little bit about one, and I think it really just speaks to. It was an amazing thing. I wouldn't have expected it, and frankly, don't even think about it. But an individual that we have working for us, and he happens to be Hispanic, came up to me and he goes, I am so happy to have been able to be working for the City of Marathon. Thank you for that opportunity. And then frankly said, you've always been a person that really, looked at your staff and didn't consider whether they were black, brown, or white. You just treated everybody fairly. And as I'm saying this to you, that I'm choking up now. I wouldn't expect that because I don't think in those terms, but it was an amazing thing for somebody to come up and tell me. So I'm very proud also what the opportunities I had with the staff we have. I've told everybody at the city that if they have questions, that I have knowledge about still and will for probably the foreseeable month or two, as people figure it out and understand what I did. And I was involved in a lot of things other than just administration of the city, water quality protection program, the Sanctuary Advisory Council, and all these other things. Who knows where they'll go at this point? I'm going to continue with them. In fact, I'll probably end up on, at least I hope to end up on the Sanctuary Advisory Council again. But there are going to be questions. And I've said, my phone's on and I will answer any questions you have. And so we'll figure it out, and the city will figure it out and move on. And the one thing I would say is that, and again, it's part of the reason I don't want to look back now, and I'm not looking back. Though certainly things run through my head at times. The easiest way to look at all of this is that simply the council has the right, it's in our contract, to release either Steve, our attorney, or me, or whoever may be the attorney or city manager, for no reason. And at that point, we can question, I can question, the city can question what the reasons were. I don't know that they'll ever be known. But you just have to look forward, because I have to look forward because of those very facts. And And then if there was something, if I go back to the issue of whether this had something to do with my involvement in the Folks lawsuit from the city side, hey, I now believe that the deep well should happen. Mm-hmm. And if there's any effort probably to derail that, I will be in front of city council, or deal with it in whatever way might need to be dealt with, because I think it's the right thing to do at this point. So, that's my commitment to the city as we move forward, is to see these things through to the extent that I can as a citizen.
Well, and being able to terminate with or without cause, yes, it's a legal right, and it appears that it was a lawful act. And there are two sides to every story. So in fairness, we don't have all the information as to what went into that decision. But there also is a lack of transparency and understanding, which I do believe constituents are owed. But we'll see if they get that at some point, and I could get in trouble for saying some of these things, but let me ask just this question. Was there a performance review of you, and were there officially grievances aired against you and your performance in the position prior to the termination?
One out of 5, yes. And I'm not even going to name who, but it's public record. But I think it was interesting because the performance evaluation is based on 10 questions. It's a 1 to 5 ranking amongst, I think, 3 of the 10 in this particular evaluation. And we had no verbal conversation. It was just written, and I got it, and there was no conversation after that. Mm-hmm. 3 of them were zeros, which can't be. And the reasons were he lies, he doesn't follow through, he's slow on things, and I think one more, which was, he has personal motivations. And I'm like, and that's not quite the way it was, but it was close. That's close. Mm-hmm. I'm like, none of those are true. Mm-hmm. But what am I going to do? I mean, and I could have argued it. I could have answered it. I chose not to, because frankly, this happened. This happened rather quickly, honestly. So at that point, I'm not going to go back and answer it now. So there was no evaluation overall. The item that led to this was added on at the city council meeting. I did not know that was going to happen until probably 3:30 that afternoon. And I'll just leave it at that.
Well, it's my understanding too, again, just bringing out what we do know and have been told, is that other council members who were asked to vote on this also were unaware of this agenda item being added until it was very late in the hour, and then were not really provided with background information with which to make that decision. So that again makes it a little bit of a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, and it was for me and has been. But again, I tend not to be snarky, but karma, and then we'll see. And I've had a lot of people, or a number of people, not a lot of people, but come up to me and said, better person than I am. Yeah, I would have walked out on that. No, I have nothing to walk out about. Mm-hmm. I have, this is, I am who I am. I've done a good job for the city of Marathon. There are lots of people that think I've done a good job for the city of Marathon. You always have detractors. So, you just sit there. My job was to continue to be the manager I have been until I'm not the manager, which of course I'm not at this point. So again,
Well,
looking forward.
yes, sir. Well, again, George Garrett, former city manager, City of Marathon on Good Morning Keys. And we always welcome all points of view and all perspectives on this station and this program. And we will continue to invite anybody who has other perspectives on this that they want to be made known. And as you said, you're not going to satisfy everybody, that's for sure. And I'm sure there were some detractors and people who didn't like what you have done, or maybe don't like you personally. We all have faced that, of course. But again, the process and the way in which this occurred is concerning and troubling, and frankly sad, I would say. But we want to commend you, and you were commended publicly by at least one or a couple of the council members for your commitment, for your achievements. And I would say it's going to be hard pressed to find somebody who has the knowledge, the institutional knowledge, technical knowledge, the relationships statewide that you have built over the past 16 plus years with the City of Marathon. So, George, we always wish you the best. Thoughts and prayers are with you. Is there anything else you'd like to say in closing, sir?
No, I'm good. And I appreciate the opportunity. Really, look, the reason I agreed to talk, honestly, is because of some of the questions that people have out there, and frankly, simply to clear the air on a few things, like some of the rumor milling and whatever. Mm-hmm. It's funny, I guess, if this is a closing. One of the things that I did and it really is a double-edged sword, or social media is fantastic. But I think one of the things that I personally feel about social media, as opposed to, say, World War II media, and it isn't that media hasn't been used for good and bad forever, but I think the responsibilities of those people that were professional media folks has always been to have integrity, to speak truth as best they could determine it, and then provide that to the public so the public was informed.
Yes.
But social media has become a rumor milling function. So as much as I absolutely support the fact that the city had a PIO, mm-hmm. because that person through me at the time, the city as it moves forward, can speak truth, can provide facts, can help inform the public that it serves, which of course for our PIO at the City of Marathon is to inform the City of Marathon, its constituents, its visitors. So most of the time, I honestly didn't look at the social media otherwise. And there was a lot of just very negative or positive sometimes things out there. My play is to look, the City of Marathon should always promise to provide truth and fact and truth. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there's interpretations to be made, but, fact and truth. And then, frankly, for my own purposes, I'm very disappointed and disheartened by people's choices in using social media for negative, especially when, frankly, they know what they're saying is not true and not factual. Mm-hmm. There's a responsibility to use media properly, and it's unfortunate it doesn't happen very often now. So frankly, what happened a lot of the time is I had my staff, who does kind of keep track of this stuff, whispering in my ear about what got put into social media someplace, and at least I was informed at that point, could address things that might need to be addressed. But frankly, I just didn't want to watch or read it, because a lot of it is just not good, not responsible. And so I just implore the public to use social media properly and speak truth and fact.
Well,
I'll leave it at that.
Social media can have its positives, but it does give any individual a platform, and a number of individuals don't necessarily use that responsibly, use it for personal gain, use it to hurt others, etc. And that also is troubling. And that's a whole philosophical and sociological discussion. But we do try to bring out as many facts as we can find here and then ultimately let our audience decide. And hopefully we're seen as doing so, and we'll continue to try our best to do that. But in doing so, we wanted to bring you on and give you the opportunity to at least, really to address those that you have served for so many years. And I think that you are certainly owed that. So thank you.
Well, and frankly, just so that there's any question about what I'm speaking about, I mean, I really see you as a traditional media source, but
Thank you.
But frankly, I have had, the relationship we've had and the discussions we've had and what has gone out on the air through you or through through Keys Talk has always been, I think, you've always done a great job, I think, in understanding what it was that the city was doing. And it wasn't just me saying something, it was you and I having a dialogue because you had actually looked at what was going on within the city and could ask smart, intelligent questions. It honestly gave me, as the city manager at the time, a forum to be able to speak some of these truths as opposed to just using my PIO. So I've been very appreciative of the relationship we've had. And frankly, if that's a closing for me here and on this program, frankly, the people that are listening to you now or to us now, I think should appreciate that as well.
Well, thank you for that. That does mean a lot. And I'm getting older, but I was raised at a time, and I went to broadcast school at university and journalism, et cetera, idolizing people like Walter Cronkite, who just reported the news and let the viewers and listeners form their own opinion. So anyway, but we always want to provide a fair forum, and I hope we have done that. And I admire and appreciate your dedication and your professionalism, even today, when it would be tempting to lash out. You have not done so. So, George, thank you so much for being here. We will see you this weekend in Marathon. We'll see you around town, and we will do all we can to wish you the best moving forward. I'm sure you will land on your feet, and wherever you go, we'll be the beneficiary of your talents.
Thank you very much, and thanks for the time we've had together. So greatly appreciated.
Yes, likewise. Take care, George. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
George Garrett with us, former city manager of the city of Marathon. On Good Morning Keys, thank you all for listening. We'll be continuing with Good Morning Keys in just a moment.
Historic Pepe's Cafe in Key West, founded in 1909, still does things the old way. Diachronic, if you will. How about fresh squeezed juices? Think how good that margarita or Greyhound will taste. Blue Point oysters shucked to order because oysters work better that way. Fresh breads and outstanding specials in an eatery that opened the same year Ole Evinrude invented the first outboard motor. And get a jump on someone's birthday and check out our retail offerings for some great gift ideas. Pepe's Cafe, Old Town Key West, of course.
Life is full of moments, the small ones, the big ones, the once-in-a-week moments, the once-in-a-lifetime moment, the silly moments, the serious moments, the funny moments, and the sweet moments. The moment you've been waiting for. I'm Armando Gonzalez, president and owner of Blue Marlin Jewelry in Islamorada and Key West. You choose the moment and we'll make it unforgettable. We have a wonderful selection of quality jewelry you won't find in other stores, hand-selected from artists, including our signature collection, Tacori, Roberto Coin, genuine Natosha coins, and so much more. We'll help you select the right piece of jewelry that will ensure that whenever the occasion, whatever the moment, she'll remember it for years to come. Blue Marlin Jewelry, 81549 Old Highway in Islamorada, and now in Key West, 718 Caroline Street. Both locations are open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 5 on Sunday. Visit us at bluemarlinjewelry.com.
March 14th and 15th is the 50th Annual Marathon Seafood Festival at Marathon Community Park, and we need your help to make it a success. Volunteers are the reason our events are successful and allow us to raise monies that support local scholarships for high school students and donations to local not-for-profit charities. As a volunteer, you get free admission the day you help out, as well as a free special Volunteer Seafood Festival t-shirt, and of course get to be a part of an amazing event that gives back to our Middle and Florida Keys communities. Please call or stop in to see Amanda at the Greater Marathon Chamber of Commerce at 305-743-5417 to get signed up as a volunteer. That's 305-743-5417. Also, check out marathonseafoodfestival.com for more information on the event. marathonseafoodfestival.com. The 50th Annual Marathon Seafood Festival, March 14th and 15th. Thank you. We can't do it without you.
Keys Auto Center, the Keys hometown dealership.
Hey folks, Stephen Bender at Key West Cadillac. Experience the precision and presence of the new Cadillac lineup, from the iconic Escalade to the refined XT5 and performance-driven CT5. And with our local deal match guarantee, you can move forward with confidence. So come see the people you know, like, and trust at Key West Cadillac on the Boulevard, or visit keywestcadillac.com. We've got the keys.
Everything you need is here at Keys Auto Center.
Good morning, Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys, moving along with Good Morning Keys. And the schools are in a school, in session professional day, something like that. But they're not in session for today or all of next week. So a little less traffic on the roadways. The buses are not out and about currently, so that might lighten your load just a little bit. We're going to say good morning to Kerry Baker, Executive Director, Key West Chamber of Commerce. Hello, Kerry.
Good morning, Michael. How are you today?
I am doing well. Happy Friday. A little bit of rain here. We could have some rain through the weekend, but nonetheless, Key West Chamber of Commerce continuing to move through a pretty busy season here.
It has been very busy. We've definitely seen the uptick of people out on the streets. I actually flew out of the airport yesterday, and there was definitely people coming in and out. So it's certainly wonderful actually to see so much life in our little small town during this time of the year.
Yeah, that terminal, by the way, what a beautiful thing that is. I enjoy just sitting there waiting for my plane to depart. It's what a wonderful renovation and addition that has been.
The modernization of the airport is great. I mean, being from Key West and growing up there, I still remember when it was open air and you could look out the little window, which was great, 30, 40 years ago. But I have to say that, the modernization of the airport and the hard work of Richard Strickland and the entire team at Key West International, as well as our Board of County Commissioners that have been very supportive of that project happening, is definitely most appreciated. I always like to remind everyone, it is not just the visitors that utilize that airport. We as locals utilize it as well. And it's really fantastic to have so much, new service and accessibility available for traveling in and out of Key West.
Yes. Kerry Baker, Executive Director at Key West Chamber of Commerce, on Good Morning Key. Speaking of beautiful, City of Key West and Key West Chamber of Commerce have announced the Keep Key West Beautiful partnership, honoring pride, care, and community spirit. So we're getting the opportunity to reward and acknowledge those who do put beauty back in the community.
Absolutely. We're very honored to honor Nikki and her team from Pacific Jewelry. They're at 125 Duval Street. Great shop if you've never checked it out. But it just really stood out that it's right around the corner from us. So maybe we had a little unfair advantage that we see them often every day. There is not a day that they are not outside cleaning the windows, sweeping, just making sure the facade and just the whole entryway is very welcoming, clean. Their staff is amazing, just really goes above and beyond customer service, even if you're just in there looking, but really just it kind of overall just gives that total image that we want for Key West, especially our small businesses. Small businesses are the heart of our downtown community. They're also the heart of the chamber. I mean, we have a lot of big businesses a member of the chamber, but like yourself, Michael, we have tons of small businesses that are members of the chamber. And, those businesses represent our residents and our community. And we're happy to do whatever we can do to bring some recognition, encourage people to take that pride into their business. It's just a win-win all the way around.
Well, and there's kind of safety in numbers. There are a lot of small businesses in town, but again, it is the Chamber of Commerce that advocates on our behalf, whether it's legislative affairs or, keeping track of what or even our local government is doing, or just networking, educational opportunities. Again, it's kind of tough in the business environment for small businesses to survive and compete, but by kind of banding together, combining resources, that's what the Chamber of Commerce kind of does.
Absolutely. It's important for us to support one another. I always say this, there's so much talent locally. There's so many great opportunities. You may not see something on the shelf, but chances are they could probably order it for you. And, how great is that we can support local business? Local business is what supports our community. Local businesses are what support our youth leagues, nonprofits. So it's extremely important that whenever possible, we always try to say, get out there. It's spring break. So kids are out of school. A lot of parents take off this week. If you're not leaving the island and you're staying locally, there is so much to do. You can take them to many of the different cultural activities. You have everything from Mel Fisher's, the Hemingway House, Harry Truman Little White House, the Key West Museum of Art and History. I enjoy going to it, especially Mel Fisher's. If you haven't been to Mel Fisher's in a really long time, they have a lot of different exhibits in there. It's more than just about our treasure salvaging, but there's just so much to do. And I always encourage that people take that opportunity to get out there and enjoy our many cultural activities. We have art galleries. There's just so much to do.
There is. Again, Kerry Baker's with us. She's executive director, the Greater Key West Chamber of Commerce. Hi, good morning, Keys. New members coming to the fold all the time, finding the benefits of membership with the Key West Chamber of Commerce. You can find out more, keywestchamber.com. We have a membership luncheon coming up, as we always do, towards the end of the month. We're going to get the state of the city directly from the mayor this time.
We are. So Mayor Henriquez will be giving her State of the City. I know a few people have seen it, but she's going to do some add-ons on what's going on around town and with the city and up and coming. So we're looking forward to that. We will also be partnering with the Key West Military Affairs Committee and recognizing 4 outstanding service members in our local community. This award's a little different. This award is not for what they've done for their military career. This is what they've done for our local community. Many of our service members, they may only be part of the Key West community, the Lower Keys, for 2 or 3 years, but they get out there, they volunteer, they coach our children. So this is a way for military affairs to bring some attention to that, and we're happy to open up our luncheon to do that. We will also be giving a check presentation to Mel from Firm. He's going to get a brief little update on how insurance rates, everything that's gone on with Citizens in Tallahassee. So we're looking forward to that. It should be a pretty action-packed meeting. If you're still interested in making reservations, you can go to our website, keywestchamber.org, or just give the office a call, 305-294-2587. I would be remiss if I also didn't remind all of our seniors out there, regardless if you attend Key West High School, any of the charter schools, even if you're homeschool, it is scholarship season, which means all of our scholarships locally are open. Our Chamber HR 100 scholarship is available on our website. The deadline to submit your application for that, I believe, is Friday, March 20th. So we are definitely looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to being able to present those scholarships. One thing that I do like to tout on is we do have a foundation with the Chamber. We do believe in giving back to our community as much as possible. We give a lot back to our local education, whether it be through teachers or our students. I can tell you combined for the 25-26 school year, the members of the Key West Chamber of Commerce, through their generosity, contributed over $140,000 in kind and cash donations to the teachers and students of the Key West area schools.
Amazing.
So we're very proud of that. That is us giving back to our residents, us giving back to our community. It's extremely important that we support everybody, and that's what the Chamber is all about. We look to support business community-wide, not one particular, district, not one particular area. We want the whole island to thrive.
And our school district is a big part of that as well. It's not maybe thought of immediately as being part of the business community, but it truly is, with developing our future business leaders, community leaders, and the better well-being of the students overall. So the Chamber has a history of supporting the teachers and the administration. We even had our school superintendent, Ed Tierney, in attendance. He always is, but he gave a presentation as we awarded outstanding teachers in the district on behalf of the Chamber and its Education Committee. Also, thanks to Alonzo's Patio Bar, the site of the business after hours. I unfortunately had another commitment, but I'm sure that it was enjoyed by all.
I heard it was a fantastic event. I usually do not like to miss our after hours, but unfortunately I was not there as well. But my team, Francesca and Dara and everyone took the lead on that. Amber Schaefer, our president, was there to welcome all the attendees. Alonzo's is a great little spot down in the seaport. We remind everyone, again, another thing that you can do if you're off for spring break is get out there and definitely patronize our local restaurants. Another thing that I wanted to say too, just to touch on what you said, is the one thing that's important to support education is not all students leave and go off to college. Some of them go out into our workforce immediately graduating. A lot of them are already in our workforce. Unfortunately, Key West is expensive, and a lot of our students, you see, they do work, which I think is a great thing. It's instilling some work ethic and values, and they're learning skills before they're starting their adult life. So it's definitely important. The College of the Florida Keys, congratulations to them for celebrating their 60th anniversary. They have a lot of continuing and are working towards higher education or even working towards certifications, things that are going to benefit them in their workforce. So I do believe in that little hashtag phrase that it takes a village, and I think our village does a great job with the students in Key West.
They do, as does the Greater Key West Chamber of Commerce. Does a great job in our community and has done so for many years. Kerry Baker's the executive director with us with Good Morning Keys. Sounds like you're going to have a busy morning where you are this morning, Kerry, so I can let you go unless there's anything else you need to mention at this time.
That is it. Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much for everything you do for the community. Thank you for always giving us an opportunity to share what's going on with the chamber. Happy Friday 13th to everybody.
Oh, that's right.
Great day.
You be careful out there.
Thank you. You too, Michael.
All right. Take care. Thank you, Kerry.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It is Kerry Baker, Executive Director, Key West Chamber of Commerce on Good Morning Keys. We're back in a moment.
Fresh dock to dish dining is always on the menu at the Conch Republic Seafood Company. Continuing in the tradition of the former Singleton Fish House and Ice Plant, this iconic location right next to the water of the historic Key West Seaport proudly features the best waterfront views and the freshest seafood Key West has to offer. Ask about full catering at your location or private events hosted at the Conch Republic Seafood Company. Plus, great happy hour specials daily from 4 to 7 p.m. The Conch Republic Seafood Company, 631 Green Street, Key West. Online at conchrepublicseafood.com. Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Enjoy hot and cold delicious ground coffee always brewing and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. And now Old Town Bakery features spinach mushroom feta quiche and ham and cheese quiche, delectable for breakfast or lunch by the slice. Get a whole quiche pie by ordering in-store with 24 hours advance notice. And enjoy new cream-filled croissants with chocolate or vanilla filling and award-winning fresh baked pies, including their key lime pie, voted the best in the Keys. Pick up their unique Old Town Bakery t-shirts for a friend or yourself and give the gift of deliciousness with a gift card available for purchase in-store. And their catering menu is available to make that next event memorable. Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Stop in or order online. OldTownBakeryKeyWest.com.
The IRS has an army, and they want you. You have probably heard that the IRS is hiring 87,000 new employees and is getting $80 billion in additional funding. All this means one thing. They are coming after taxpayers like never before. I'm Miami tax attorney Steve Klitzner, and if you owe taxes or haven't filed your returns, now is the time to get ahead of the situation. You must act before they seize your bank account or show up on your doorstep. You have rights, and it's my job to keep the IRS from taking everything. Call me today for a free consultation with me at 305-682-1118. When we talk, I will give you a plan and tell you the next steps in solving your IRS problems. 305-682-1118. That's 305-682-1118.
This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys. No major incidents to report up and down US 1. There is some rain happening here in the lower Keys. We're going to have some rain off and on through the weekend, but it's going to be a great weekend for an open house, and not just any open house, we'll put it that way. Sam Williams is with us. We're going to bring him in now. Good morning to you, Sam.
Good morning.
We've got some special occasions happening. Let me first off, most people do know who you are. You've been in the Keys for quite some time. Also, a leading realtor here in the Keys with Coldwell Banker Schmidt Real Estate. Over $667 million in sales, almost 1,200 transactions there. Those numbers probably are even outdated at this, but you have helped many people find their dream home in the Keys as well as find buyers for their in the Keys. You've been in real estate in the Keys for how long now, Sam?
20 years.
20 years. Wow.
Yes.
Well, and let's talk directly about Shipman Point.
Yes.
This seems to really be, over your 20 years of history. I know you've serviced a number of buyers and sellers and had the pleasure of dealing with some pretty phenomenal properties here in the Keys. But Shipman Point, 5 exclusive residences, unmatched lifestyle, intimate collection of those 5 homes, with executive homes to the premier signature residences. It's a pretty spectacular project.
It is. I'm excited to show it off. So we're going to have it open this weekend. So come on down. It's Seafood Festival weekend. It's right across the street, basically. So right across from pretty much like the Crack Conch. You're just going to take that road in and go all the way back to the Gulf. We're sitting right on the open water. The model home that I've got for you guys to see is actually 3 in from the open water. But just the quality of construction, these developers, they've built multiple homes here in the Middle Keys, especially, and they care about their product. They live here locally, and it's no detail is left undone here. It's every room has its own bathroom. They put retaining walls in everything, concrete bulkheads. I mean, it's just everything you would expect out of new construction, and it gives you the boating and it gives you the turnkey, and there's no maintenance on these. They're brand new. All you have to do is keep it running.
Well, again, it is Shipman Point. It is right across from where we'll be at the original Marathon Seafood Festival. So the location is exceptional, but right near the water, blending luxury and resilience. And that's important. You mentioned, Sam, that the builders are here locally. They understand what resilience means, and it means something different here in the Florida Keys.
Well, they care about their product, they care about their community. So they're proud of their product. So they're going to want to make it nice. I mean, everything you don't even see inside the walls, when you can look at price per square foot, but you actually don't understand what's behind the walls unless you know that it's been, everything's been double sheathed, glued and screwed. The cells have been filled, not to mention the place is just turnkey, professionally decorated by a designer. I mean, you can get this thing turnkey ready to go if you want to and put it in the rental program. These builders, by the way, their homes are known for commanding premium rental prices in the rental market. So that's one very important factor I want to bring up. So if anybody's looking for a luxury home, with protected canal front dockage, but still very, very close to the open water, so you have a straight shot out, this is going to check those boxes for them.
Sam Williams with us with Coldwell Banker Schmidt Real Estate in the Middle Keys. But again, we're talking about Shipman Point. There's the open house.
Shipman's Point.
Correct. Yes. It is Shipman's Point. It is Saturday and Sunday. Give us the times for the open house first off.
So it's going to be 11 to 4 on Saturday and 1 to 4 on Sunday. Okay. So come on over, check it out. It's a model home. It's just you're worth seeing.
Well, yes, and whether it's someone who chooses to live there either part-time or full-time or as an investment property, really, as you said, it will absolutely command top dollar from vacationers, renters, and the like.
It will.
Yeah.
We're excited to show it to you guys. And please give me a call if you have any questions. I've got a package ready to go, all the details. There's no unanswered questions here.
Okay, Sam Williams, what's the best way to get in touch with you if they do have questions prior to?
305-942-6069. Call or text. I'll respond accordingly.
Well, Sam, I know you have the expertise here in the Keys in real estate. You've seen a lot of properties. This has to stand out as one of the premier ones here at Shipman Point.
It certainly does. I'm excited to hold it open. It just got done. It's brand new construction. So I've been waiting for my CO. We just got it and we are ready to go.
Perfect timing. Okay. And registration is not required for the open house then?
No, just come. Hey, you want to come see it? We're going to show it to you.
Yeah. And there will be some periods of rain where, unfortunately, having to mention that there will
We
be
had
some
it at
times.
Marathon today as well. So
Yeah, exactly. There'll be some times where people at the Seafood Festival are maybe going to want to get out of the rain. You can do it in pure luxury. You can, by the way, see pictures as well as learn more. If I'm correct here, I'm looking at the newhotspot.com. Is that the best place, Sam?
you're probably looking at the new homespot.com.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably what you're looking at. But it's on the MLS. You just, if you text me, I'll send you a link immediately right to your phone.
Okay, very good. Let's have your phone number one more time, if we could, please.
305-942-6069.
And by the way, Sam, thank you as an aside for all that you do for the city of Marathon and for our Middle Keys, well, throughout the Keys. I know that you have been very involved with a lot of causes. You continually give back of your time and resources. It does not go unnoticed or unappreciated by the rest of us. But thank you for all that you have done. And thanks for getting some people into some very, very beautiful homes here at Shipman Point at some point.
It's my pleasure. This is my community. I love it. And I appreciate you saying so. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anything else we should add before we let you go, sir?
I just, come on down and come see this property. And even if you're not in the market yourself, maybe you know somebody who is, it's worth coming to see.
Absolutely. Sam, thank you so much for being here this morning. We will see you this weekend. You have a wonderful day, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Sam Williams with us. He's with Coldwell Banker Schmidt Real Estate and talking about Shipman Point. Again, contact him directly for more information on that. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. We are getting set for Glenn Beck coming your way in just a few moments. Lots of breaking news to get to. We will continually bring that your way and keeping you very involved with all of the events happening locally, statewide, and nationally. Of course, we've got the legislative session. It's grinding on. We'll be anxious to find out where that leads us. It'll certainly go into overtime. And Drew Steele in Florida's Voice has your exclusive updates on that at 5 o'clock today. Clay and Buck at noon. Sean Hannity at 3. The great one, Mark Levin, at 6. And as mentioned, news around the clock with your weather updates as well on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Thanks for listening.
Key West authentic Irish pub, dining, and rooftop lounge is Celtic Conch Public House, 528 Front Street. The Celtic Conch always features delicious Irish cuisine and tasty pub grub with more than 40 Irish whiskeys, specialty cocktails, and local drafts. Ask about their daily food specials, plus the best in live entertainment. Monday, Milo plays from 5 to 8. Then it's Dean Dunleavy from 8 to 11. Tuesday, it's trivia from 6 to 9, and Corey Hill is live from 6:30 to 9:30. Wednesday features Just George from 8 to 11. Thursday, Milo is back from 4 to 7. Friday, Dean Dunleavy returns from 5 to 8, and then Milo entertains from 8 to 11. Saturday, it's Dave Mittenberg from 5 to 8, and Just George from 8 to 11. Then Sunday, Tony Roberts plays live from 3 to 6. Get ready to celebrate at the big all-day St. Patrick's Day Bash next week at the Celtic Conch Public House, 528 Front Street, Key West. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Sláinte.
While money doesn't grow on trees, trees can save you money by shading your home from the Florida Keys hot sun. Keys Energy Services will host its 22nd tree giveaway on Saturday, April 18th. Keys customers can receive 2 free native shade trees starting at 8:30 in the morning at Keys Service Building on James Street in Key West or Keys Blimp Road site in Cudjoe Key. Remember, shade from trees can make your home more energy efficient and save you money on your monthly energy bill. Visit keysenergy.com for more information on this and other green programs. At Keys Energy, we're growing greener every day. Here's your chance to join us.